Black Ice here, back with Black Ice Reality Check, the only podcast on the internet that will set you free if you want to hear the truth. So I'm going to talk about this area called SMV, sexual marketplace value. I've talked about it in the past, but I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it and why that's a trend or why there is a sexual marketplace value. Again, these are facts and statistics based on data. Okay? Women are viewed as sex objects. It's just the way it is. It's how we were designed biologically. That's why men chase women to mate. That's why we're here. Men are looked at as success objects, providers, protectors from women. So, in the sexual marketplace value, first thing you need to understand is women at 18 are already given value immediately, right? That's why you see 19, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds on yachts with millionaires, right? You don't see 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old women on yachts with billionaires. You see a lot of 18, 19-year-olds. They have value immediately in life, immediately. Men at 18 don't. Women's sexual marketplace value peaks at 24. That's the threshold. Why? You're never going to look as good as you did when you were 24. And again, it's based on looks, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I get a lot of you ladies in here that send me these DMs and comment on my Instagram and YouTube, and I look at your Instagram and I go, you're the exact person that's upset because you hit the wall and you're in your late 30s, early 40s. I never see the young girls do this. It's always these more mature women. Men's sexual marketplace peak is around mid-30s or 40s. Why? Because men's value goes up over time. At 18 years old, you don't have anything of value. But when you hit 35 to 40, you now acquire a net worth. You have some success. To 40 is your sexual marketplace peak. And as you get older, your value goes up because it's based on what? Success, your money, your net worth, your investments, your portfolio. You have a house, maybe two. And women look at men as a success object. No woman wants to be with a scrub. Let's call it the way it is. So there's two areas. That's why you see men, 35, 40, dating 20-year-olds that are high-valued men. And I know a lot of women get pissed off and say, you know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going off of stats and data, facts, what I see, who I counsel, who I coach. I work with high-value net worth men, younger women, marriages, couples, okay? I talk to people on a daily basis. This is what I do. And I'm telling you the facts. You don't have to like it. Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, I'm going to talk to you about another side of that coin that has to do with the sexual marketplace value. Men that have high value, that can have the options to get what they want, also want to have children. And I'm going to go into this in depth. So the other side of this coin, when you're born as a female or a woman, you immediately have 1 to 2 million eggs in your body to be impregnated with. And it only takes one egg, right? So there's 10,000 eggs that degenerate per month in your body. Okay, but you're immediately born with 1 to 2 million eggs. Are you with me? So now when you hit 30, age 30, you have 100 to 150,000 eggs left. Now think about that. 18, you hit puberty. Okay, at 18 or maybe 16, 17, 18, you hit puberty, you have between 300 to 400,000 eggs, a woman does, okay? But when she hits 30, she's now at 100 to 150,000 eggs. So the older you get as a woman, which is science, and we all know this, the probability of having children goes down. So as a high-value man, the other thing outside of looks is we want to have children. And when you get to 35, you now have around 80,000 eggs. And also when you reach 30, by the way, the doctors will tell you you're at high risk of geriatric pregnancy. And you all should know this. So the older you get, the more difficult and challenging it is, A, to be pregnant, B, to have a child and see the outcome of that child's health is at risk. So there's a triple negative, right? Now at 35, mid-30s, you're going to be around 80,000 eggs. You've already hit the wall at 30. That's called the wall. And if you haven't landed a man, if you haven't been married or have children, or maybe you're a live-in girlfriend, stay-at-home girlfriend, which is a new trend, I like that one, and you're not planning on having children, something's going on. And 99% of the time I can fix it and I know what the problem is, okay? And when you get your late 30s, a woman has somewhere in the neighborhood of 15,000 to 25,000 eggs left. And when she gets into the 40s, it's about 5,000 to 10,000. And you're getting close to a situation biologically where you're going to reach menopause. So that has to do with your sexual marketplace value too. I call that the total marketplace value. Sexual marketplace value is based on looks. Total marketplace value is based on the whole circumference of everything goes in it with the looks. Your attitude, your personality, how cooperative are you, right? Looks is one thing, but you need the total package, okay? Now ladies, do you agree, or do you think the older you get, do you think your buying power as a woman in the marketplace, sexual marketplace, do you think your buying power increases or decreases? See, you have to accept that you're going to get less the older you get. And this is the key problem that we have. I'm going to put a compilation together of all the women that have these videos. I don't even want to call them comeback videos. I'm undefeated, by the way, in debates and disagreements, I'll say, or people that are misunderstanding my messages. That's why they call me the general. I go to war and I'm undefeated. They come to this game and they think it's checkers and it's chess, and I win. Checkmate, okay? I give you the facts, and a lot of times they don't like it. And the women that come back that I tell you you're going to get less the older you get, it's usually women in the mid to late 30s, early 40s, bitter, alone, with their cats. And I always say this, watching Netflix, watching the Titanic or the Notebook, just like in the Notebook. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? She's sitting there and she's not answering. There's a lack of communication and understanding. All this information I'm telling you should equip you to go out there and land a higher valued man. But for some reason, you challenge me. You challenge the data. You challenge the facts. And it doesn't add up. And every time I come back with a response to you, you try to blow up my IG and my TikTok and my YouTube in the comment section. Keep doing it, because I have a loyal following of 18 to 26-year-old men, 27-year-old to 34-year-old men and up that are part of this army. And it's a war against attrition. It's a war of masculinity against femininity. And it's time that all these men stand up, start reposting my videos, be strong, fight this war on attrition against masculinity, and stand up and fight for what you believe in. The general says it's time to go. So, with that, keep in mind, women, if you're in your mid-20s and you're off partying, screwing off, doing all this stuff, you're at the prime of your life. This is when you want to settle down and have kids. You don't want to be 30, 35 years old. I can't tell you how many people I counsel, how many women I counsel, and they're 30s, 35, and they're telling me, what do I do? And I give them advice, and they still go against the grain. And then I get on Instagram, and they're 34 years old on a speaker at a nightclub in Vegas, looking like a porn star in an outfit, shaking their ass, and want to know why they can't get a high-value man. Do you think a high-value man's hanging out there? No. They're at cigar lounges. They're at the yacht clubs. They're at the country clubs. They're at a lounge. They're at black tie events. They're at award shows. I don't like going to nightclubs. It's a nightmare. There's no reason for me to be there. Have I been to them? Sure. Okay? So, men, if you're between the ages of 18 and 35, you're the ones that need to step up and relay this message and understand we're at war because we're losing masculinity in America. We're losing the men. Some of you out there can't even change a car tire. It's pathetic. And if they didn't have tow trucks, you'd be lost. I was at an age where we had flat tires. We had no cell phones. You were screwed. You had to pull out the jack, the wrench. You were doing this, changing the tire, the lug nuts, pulling them out, doing this, doing that, putting the spare tire on. Some of you don't even know where the spare tire is. Here's my point. Men and women, if you want to come together and have peace, ladies, you have to act like a lady. Men, you got to start stepping up and be men. And if you don't hold yourself accountable, you're going to continuously be behind and be a beta male. And ladies, if you talk like a truck driver, if you act masculine, if you click your nails, if you're loud and obnoxious, argumentative, you're going to be one of these women that we're going to show you in the next podcast screaming and barking at me like a bunch of chickens in a hen house or dogs that are loose, rabbit on the run, arguing with me over nonsense because they're bitter because they know I'm right. And that's what checkmate is. And the general always wins. This is Black Ice here signing off now. Do me a favor. Everybody that's watching this, I got 8 million views, but 24,000 subscribers, or maybe 25,000 subscribers. You guys need to subscribe to the channel. You need to click the bell, which is the notification indicator, so every time a video gets put up, you're gonna get notified. Like the video, share this video, repost this if it's on Instagram. Repost, share the videos, put this out here. Let's make a power wave. Let's come back. Let's make it happen. Where men are men and women are women. And if you're a woman that wants to be a man, so be it. You're going to stay alone and single. That's fine. But men don't want that. Men don't want a masculine female. And women don't want a beta male. And if they can't handle a high-valued masculine man, then you don't have to be with them. You have options. Because when you say stuff like, oh, I'd never do this. Well, first of all, never is a good word because you never had a shot to be with a high-valued man. I've seen your profile. It's a nightmare, okay? The only thing you're good at is having cats and box wine. Let's call it the way it is. So with that, I'm signing off. Stay strong. We'll see you at the next episode.